9. Yizza!
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
How are
Hi.
you? How's
I
everything?
am on cloud 9 still.
Oh, still.
Still. Still I rise.
Good for you,
I'm very good.
Antoinette.
I would like to thank you. I'm going to thank you on these interwebs, these podcasts. Wait, what is it? Waves, webs. I don't know what would podcast be.
Podcast networks.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for helping orchestrate my birthday celebration. I have never in my life had people, I don't think I have, do something like that for me. To have y'all just rent out of space, have all my friends there, have food there, have the drinks there, come up to New York because I know that most of the girls don't like New York. And then to have a whole video, a 12-minute video tribute that had voiceovers from my mother, from my godson, from your daughter, from Miss Pam, Jasmine's mother, was too much. And just video of my life, I was looking at it like, oh my God, that's my life on
My life, my
on that
life, my
screen.
life, my life.
My sister was talking shit in that video. I had to watch it again. I couldn't even hear it because I was, y'all, the way
It was beautiful.
it
Amanda
was
did
beautiful.
that. I was
Shout out to
surprised. I
Amanda.
was shocked and all by us. I said, "What? Oh my God, this is coming together." I said, "Wow, this is good. It's okay. Everything's okay."
Everything's okay. No, it was y'all. They made this video for me that was just it was so beautiful, and they press play, and within 2 seconds, I hear this voice, and I said, "Who is?" And then I realized it was my mother telling stories about me and her baby. She
Oh,
kept calling me
Antoinette,
her
this is your
baby.
mom.
No, she
I
didn't say.
love
She was
her.
just like, what did she say? She was like, and now my baby is all grown up.
She
And the
started
way
crying.
the way I started crying, first of
First of
all,
all,
I have never cried like that in front of a room full of people.
Some of them
I
forget that that's how you cry. You think listen, the conspiracy
I'm
that
horrible.
I'm a bad crier. I was like, oh, I said, oh my God, I forgot.
Comes
She needs
from
to
the
stop. Turn this off. The way Internet cries, it's a wail.
It's a whale. First of all, Jade sent me a video of whales in the ocean, like, whoa. And she was like, bitch, this is you. But the other thing is, I put that damn ponytail in my head, and it was cute, but it was only cute at night because the color didn't match. So all I see, and people are sending me all these videos of me, all I see is the video start, and I hear my mom, and then the ponytail just flies forward. I'm hovered over it. Oh my goodness. They said that they were like, you know how like when your stomach hurts, you on a toilet, you holding your knees? That's how you looked. And they were like, we just saw your shoulders going up and down crying. And I couldn't even hear. I was exposed.
You were
tender.
exposed.
I was
That is the
tender.
most. First of all, Antoinette arrived fashionably late. So,
First of all,
I was
y'all
at-
told me I wasn't allowed to come yet. Jasmine wouldn't
Well,
let
it's
me
good. It
come.
worked itself out. So it was about 3/4, 2/3 full of people by the time she came.
Mhm.
And Jasmine was very intentional about it being Luke or Go Shorty, it's your birthday. Play. When you
What's wrong with
arrived,
her?
all eyes were on you when you walked in.
I was
Antoinette
uncomfortable.
Was uncomfortable, very bashful, very just like overwhelmed. So like that was the cracking open in a way, but everybody was super excited to see her. And then people started coming in, drinks were flowing, and then Amanda was like, okay, we had our schedule, 9:00, we got to get this show going. And so the energy in the space was still like people were still kind of like bouncing up against each other, like
Yeah,
still
like they weren't open
like,
yet. They weren't open.
And then Amanda puts on this video. Everybody's crying. Everybody.
Mandy said that she was in the back. She was like, Jade, Crystal. She was like, I saw Tristan looking up at the ceiling like this. She was like, everybody in that fucking room.
Everybody was crying by the end of this and laughing. And everybody's just heart chakra was just like open. And then the party just was like, it just opened up.
I told her, I said, Amanda, that video transformed the space. It made space for everybody to just crack open and to like recognize each other as like humans and to just to really just interact and be present. I got a message. Our
shared admiration and like, wow, like, oh, this person fucks with her as much as I fuck with her. Or she was like, wow, everybody, like she has whole space for so many people. Like everybody was just like, yeah, we were sharing in our excitement for you.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I had a lot of people write me and say that my tears and I guess my little speech about, you know, not feeling loved and then recognizing
a beautiful speech.
I have it too. Somebody recorded it. I don't remember who sent it to me, but I had the whole thing. I had to listen back. I didn't know what I said. I said, "Ooh, thank God, it was all right." But
eloquent.
There's a couple people were like, your speech and watching how you talk to people and how like you're just honest about where you're at and like what you're trying to deal with and go through and work through. They were like, it made me really reevaluate so I'm reading it right now and it's from a man. He said it made me reevaluate some things in my own life and how I block love in different ways, and I don't want to do that anymore. And he's a friend of a close friend of mine. Like I support him at like his events and stuff, but like we're not calling each other up on the phone. So it meant a lot for him to share that with me. So it was beautiful. I was buzzing. I could not sleep afterwards. I was crying my eyes out. Jasmine called me early in the morning. I was like, I haven't slept. And I just started crying again. I cried to Amanda more in the morning. I cried to my mom when I finally talked to her. And she gave me all the stories about how she had to record that 1 million times because she was so uncomfortable and she didn't like what she was saying. And how her husband was interrupting her, and she's like, "There's one version of me yelling at him, but I hope she cut that out. She cut that out." But it was really beautiful, and it's something that I will never forget for the rest of my life. And I'm so grateful for y'all.
My favorite was Sean. Sean is 12 years old. All you hear is Sean come on. Auntie Antoinette, I need you to understand that you are the most beautiful, bestest godmother in the world. You are a light that I said, Sean.
Let me tell you something. I called him today.
Cracking up.
I called him today to thank him, Shanti, and he goes, I said, I don't want to disturb you. He's like, oh, you're not disturbing me at all. I was really happy to do it for you, Auntie. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Did you enjoy yourself? I said, what the fuck? Hello? I said, are you a kid? Like, what's going on? And he was just like, I said, I hope your mom told you. As soon as I heard your voice, I started crying. She was like, she definitely did. I figured as much. It's like, oh my God.
What in the
He's
Disney
so sweet.
Channel?
I know.
Type of charisma.
But I am so clear. And even I want to thank the Around the Way Curls people. I have not been able to respond to all the messages. I got so many people writing me and responding to stories and saying, I'm so happy to see you that happy. You deserve it. And again, it's a testament to this community. And I'm just like, is that what I said? Is that how I say it?
No, that's how you should have said community.
Oh, I was like, God, Lord. But it really is I'm so grateful. Like people taking the time out of their day to even respond to a story. And it's not just like, oh, happy birthday. It's like, happy birthday. This is what I wish for you in your personal new year. And it's like, what? You don't even know me.
They do know
like you, but you do, right? Like, but I'm saying like, It's overwhelming, and I'm still buzzing. Like my cells felt different. Like I
Girl,
felt
fuck a
different.
Reiki. You go to a party, okay?
Listen,
Okay.
amen. So
No, it
shout
was a
out to
lot of
y'all.
fun. It was a lot of
And
fun.
Shanti showed out. She was cute that night. She dressed a
Not
little
right
man
now.
too.
The contrary to popular, contrary to
Right
what
now
I look like right now.
Right now she looking like herself, but that's all right. You was killing it, boo thing.
Everybody shouted out the ponytail. Our styling worked.
I'm getting
Okay.
so many. I'm
So it
getting
was a
so many
collective
messages
effort.
about that damn ponytail and that
Girl.
dress. Everybody's like, that dress, that dress was from ASOS. Go ahead and get the dress. It's on there now.
You did
I put a strap on it. So if you look, it's ASOS Luxe, and you just got to get a little strap on it if you got big boobs. And I got it taken in.
Your makeup, Marita did it.
Shout out to Marita. Yeah.
Shout out to Jade also, who cooked the entire meal.
I did not eat
First
enough,
of
and I'm
all,
mad about it.
All right, we will stop talking about this. But for those of you who know Jade from Getting Grown and Jade and XD, y'all know Jade. And Rasheed was commenting on characters of the night. He was like, Jade, like I really got to look at her face, and I was like, Jade is a nigga. Like, like she has the integrity and the resolve. Like that is a real nigga right there. And I was like, she is, yes. We saw her.
She would be so happy to hear that.
The fact that I thought he was gonna say something. He was like, I really got to look at her. She's a nigga.
No, I already thanked Jade a million times, but she need to bring some of them leftovers over here. She playing, but it's all right. Anyway, it was a beautiful day, but we do have voicemails, and I want to make sure that we get to them because we have a lot piling up. But if you also would like to call Around the Way Curls, please give us a call at 215-948-2780. I should have done this after I played the voicemail, but we're here now. 215-948-2780. And the first voicemail is from a lovely 22-year-old. Let's see what she has to say.
Hello, this is Alasia, and I am 22, about to be 23. I've called before, but hopefully I get to hear the answer to this inquiry, because I was just, doing a daily search for trying to find pleasure and stuff, and I ran into Javier Stick, and everything I've ever watched with porn that is the most sensual, the most curvature I've ever seen in any man's spine, and just like the most natural and everything. But even still, as I just checked in with porn a few minutes ago, I guess, while I was masturbating, and it just doesn't, I still leave feeling dissatisfied, and I felt that more and more as I've gotten a little bit older and really evaluated my porn searches and stuff, that it just doesn't really hit the same. And if porn isn't working, what does one resort to figure out pleasure without it being some objectification, capitalist, vibrating machine, I guess it's a question I guess for both of y'all, but in those moments when you don't have a partner and stuff and you are trying to seek that sexual pleasure, what do you rely on and stuff besides these facsimiles of human intimacy? Yeah. I hope you get to this, because I am dying. Please help me. I cannot do this anymore. Okay, love you both. especially implement, particularly Shanti. I love y'all. Bye.
Okay.
Did she say especially Antoinette?
And then she
That's
said
fucked up.
Shanti. I don't know. She said both of us. First of all, it sounded like she had just masturbated the way you ever
Girl,
talk real
relax.
slow. She's like,
She was chilled out.
She was chilled the fuck out. Alasia. Okay. Do you want me to respond first?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. There's a book that I was just looking at, but of course I didn't save it.
Well, I don't have any books, but I'll say this. If you are on porn searches, and I love that people are like Javier, his name is Xavier, but we are raggedy. It was like Javi. Javier is gifted. I know that we talked about Javier a couple years ago, and we appreciate him. But if you are on there and you're watching Javier and you're listening to Javier and Javier is no longer serving you, turn it off. You don't have to resort to porn for pleasure, even if you're alone. I think that it's really important for us to be by ourselves and experience pleasure. And some of the ways to do that might not be or might not result in orgasm. It might result in elongated pleasure. It might look like you, and I feel like a broken record, but you closing your eyes and touching yourself, maybe talking yourself through an orgasm, maybe just meditating on what you would like to experience, especially if you have a crush, imagining them deeply. Like, what do they feel like? What do they taste like? What do they sound like? How do they move? Do they sweat a lot? How do they handle your body? You can imagine all those things and be in it and like really meditate on those things. Or I would suggest you sit with yourself and look at yourself. And I mean, I have even, do I want to say this? I've heard, that's my new thing. I've heard that you can go into.
No, you talking about yourself now.
I know.
Here.
I've heard that you can go in the mirror and do mirror work, and it could be sexual mirror work. You can put yourself in different positions, wear something nice to bed. Also, pleasure doesn't have to be rooted in sex. It doesn't have to be rooted in that. There's so many other outlets, especially at 22, but it sounded like you were seeking sexual pleasure and seeking it out in different ways. So I would just suggest that. And I would suggest you tap into all of your senses: smell, taste, touch, sound, what's the other one? Sight, all of those things. And explore all of the different avenues that you can. You don't need a partner. It's nice to have one, because there's nothing like feeling the weight. For me, it's a man, but feeling the weight of someone on you or in your arms. I get it. But be with yourself for a little bit, Ride a pillow.
Ride a pillow.
Watch yourself
girl.
do it. Put some music on and dance a certain way. Take some pictures for yourself. See what that stirs up in you. And if it's still nothing, then I would really say stay away from the porn, because sometimes it desensitizes us. But I'll shut up. Shanti?
I think you done hit everything on the head. I do not have anything to say. I think
Didn't you have a book?
No, I couldn't find it. But Dipsy is an option as well if you don't want to.
What is that?
Dipsy is an audio erotic stories telling, so it's kind of all in your ears, and then it requires you to make up the imagery in your mind. And they have like hella black ones too. Where, what's that nigga from Insecure, the Puerto Rican boy, big tall Puerto Rican dude?
Yeah,
he's narrating one of it. So there's all these different options. But I go with what Antoinette said. Have fun. You know, if it's not fun for you right now, if it's not exciting for you, if it feels like failure or disappointment, or then take a break. Put your hand down, girl. Just go to bed.
Just go to bed.
And let it come up in you naturally. Yeah, maybe identify what about porn specifically you don't like as well, to help you figure out more and more what you do like. And like Antoinette said, I think desire is connected to so much other things. So like, what other areas in your life can you practice being uninhibited, or being direct or coy, or whatever it is, whatever your play is, whatever your mode of sensuality is. It's not always about sex. Rarely it is, but I think you should just keep playing. If it becomes like a chore or something's not working, then
get rid of
relax, sit it
out.
out. You're 22, girl. You got go to a sex club, girl. Check out a sex club.
Just not one at Ruby Tuesdays.
Just not anyone in Philadelphia or New Jersey.
All right, here's another. Thank you for calling. Here's another one.
Hey, Shanti and Antoinette. My name is Lauren out of Houston, Texas. I'm a huge, long-time fan of the show. I did want to say two things on a recent episode, A Snake is a Snake. It was interesting hearing that perspective from the motherhood aspect. I'm a mom of one. I have a blended family now. And there are days where you just don't have that ability to shut off or not mother. And like, does that make sense? You're always on. And going from single mom to now, like I said, a blended family, and I have a fiance, and he is awesome, but and he didn't have any children when we got together, so my son kind of became, our son in a way, and now I feel the balance of like, okay, my son can stay with him, or he helps me, but going through motherhood, through single motherhood, is very, very, very hard. But you guys give such great input, Shanti. What you said is just absolutely, it was right on point. I did also want to say, Shanti, check out Autumn Wind by Sephora. It is a beautiful shade of brown. It's the Sephora brand. Like I said, it's called Autumn Wind, and it is awesome. I think it's like maybe $12. It's cheap, but it's a great lip stain, and I think that's going to be the one to give you the look you're looking for. Anyway, love you both. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are awesome.
Oh,
I love y'all for real. For real.
Thank you for that.
I'm falling in love with the community. I'm not even going to hold y'all.
You just falling in love with them?
I am. For real. It takes me a while. I'm not well. I'll fuck with y'all.
Yeah, the motherhood thing. Shout out. I don't have much to add to that. Just shout out to you. I'm glad that you have help now. And shout out to you for doing that single mother thing. Because, child, I'll be looking at it like,
ghetto sometimes.
It's not the ghetto. You're doing a great job.
It can be.
But here's another one. Hey, ladies. My name is Olivia. I'm calling from Dallas. In regards to the Marriage is a Business episode, and it's so timely and it's so interesting. So this is something that me and my husband have been talking about a lot because we got married in college, actually, at 19 and 22. So it's always interesting to hear people talk about getting married in different stages. But getting married, you literally grow and build everything together. So, like, no one's coming into the relationship established. Like, there's no career, there's no home, there's a lot of those things don't exist. And on top of that, we were non-traditional. We eloped between classes. We've never worn rings. We kind of say that we married in the authenticity of our youth, meaning that there was no milestones to meet. We had nothing to prove. There was no rush. We just fell in love and did what was natural and what we wanted to do. But when you're young,
you know, the financial future isn't something that you're thinking about. So you're just living life and spending money. And now we've been married for almost 7 years. So now we're 26 and 29. And money is now becoming something that we're having to process in our 20s, because this whole entire time we've been kind of winging it and going as is. And, you know, when you're in college, you're just doing what you want to do. You're in your early 20s, you're doing what you want to do. But now we just had a baby, and so we're thinking more about the future. And now we're having to process those financial conversations about what we think about money, and our relationship too with my husband is actually a spender, which I know a lot of times is looked at as like the woman is the spender, but he's the spender. So we always, just when we were young, it played out because it was perfect. It never really broke because we had two incomes and we just combined all our money together. But now that we're older, we're actually in the process of separating our finances so that we can kind of get a better understanding of what money means to us. Because I'm more of the hoarder, he's more of the spender. So watching that dynamic play over the course of our relationship has been really interesting. And it is something that I feel like evolves over time, and it's not necessarily something where you have to be financially intact before you get in a relationship. It's something that y'all can do together. However, I feel like it is something that you really have to work together to do. Anyway, just a perfect timing of this conversation and everything that we've been talking about. Thank y'all, love y'all, and honestly believe that listening to y'all in my 20s is going to make me an amazing woman in my 30s, and y'all are so dope. Bye.
Shout out to Olivia. Wow.
Doing the work. I love that for you guys. I love that trajectory. I love that possibility. I love that's how you build things together, or get a clear idea of if it's possible to build something together in many ways. But
I even feel like the way that she explained it so clearly to us, like the way she's communicating, I just feel like it's a very healthy approach. Like it's kind, it's like thoughtful, and I don't hear a whole lot of judgment in it. Even when she was like, my husband's actually the spender, it wasn't like anything under that, you know, no dismissive energy. So like, I love the fact that they're going to separate the finances now to understand, to understand each other, not to say, well, this is mine and this is yours. It's like to understand money. And I love that they did marriage the way they wanted to do it. She said we eloped in between classes.
That's right.
What?
I had a little baby cooing in the background.
I know. Oh, so Shanti, are you okay?
I'm so sorry.
Are you okay?
I look
this
like a Benadryl. I look so cliche.
No. Wait, we have one more. I don't know. Let's do one more because they're piling up. Should we do a help me help myself?
I'm enjoying listening to these.
Okay. All right. There's like 3 more, but okay.
Hi, this message is for Shanti and Antoinette. This is Michelle, formerly known as M. Been following you guys for a long time since you had your hair blog. This message is a commentary on the Stages of State, episode 207. So I listened to the episode, and it was great, as all your other episodes are. But I just wanted to say thank you to Antoinette for sharing what was making her kind of like have an anxiety attack about like doing this music. I think I've been kind of avoiding my own musical and creative paths as well in a significant way. And I wanted to thank you for sharing that, because that really got me to thinking how I need to get back into that arena and do something that not only feeds my soul but shares my gifts with the world, and just walk in that space. So thank you so much for sharing that. Love your podcast. You guys are amazing. Hope you guys have a great day.
And now I remember you sewing and you making your clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So those little magic hands, and I think you play the piano. I
She
made that
does.
part up.
She absolutely
but
does, and she writes music.
Girl, let's motherfucking go.
M is a light being. M's been rocking with us since the
For years.
beginning. M came to our event in Philly, right? Drove up from like the DMV, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure she came to like the curl, whatever, the vendor
I know
event
I've
that
met
we
her
had.
before, but I don't remember.
Yes. Thank you, one, for affirming me in that, because I listened back and was like, do I sound crazy? But you will have a fucking heart attack if you don't do what you are called to do. And I think it goes back to that mission statement that we were talking about in the last episode. What is your personal mission statement? And it doesn't have to be to do music. It could just be to be the light being that you are. And if you're that light being and your music is giving that light out, you got to share it. Or if your music fills you up with light, it's your job to be in practice of it. It could be a spiritual practice for you, but if you feel called to share it, or you feel like you've gotten away from it and that resonated with you, and this is for everybody, get back to it. Get back to it. Our creativity is so fucking important. And yeah, that's definitely been something that I've been sitting with and acknowledging and figuring out how I'm going to be brave enough to continue to share it and continue to be in practice of, my craft. So, yeah. Y'all know that Shanti was a visual artist, but I'm going to leave it alone.
That's not my passion.
I know, but
Doesn't give
she's
me a panic
talented.
attack.
It doesn't give you a panic attack. You're like, yo,
That's
that's
not. I mean, it's something that I should do, but it's not anything I feel guilt around.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
It's being-
Are we done with voicemails?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for calling. We will get to the other ones next week. Next week. All right.
So,
there's
we can
literally
talk about
nothing
your-
on this outline. I'm stressed.
Your birthday ever again. Like, this is the last time. Everybody's
Please.
tired of it, but we have to end it.
Oh my God.
This is the end to it, rather. This
Please
is
let
the
it be the end.
nail in the coffin, so to speak. But I thought these were really cool birthday questions or reflections for everyone. There's lots of Libras out here. Shout out to all the lovely Libras. Make a way for the deep dark Scorpios out here to fuck shit up. But these feel like remarkable questions. So I'm going to.
You came up with
ask you
these
to be
questions?
vulnerable again. No.
Wait, who
did
came
not.
up with the questions?
Oh no. White women,
Oh, you found them online?
maybe.
Okay.
They're a mix of a friend that I know has a couple questions that he asks everybody, the same questions each year. But I think it's just a good practice.
Okay.
So we're gonna just do 10. Okay.
Okay.
What made you feel the most alive over the last year? When did you feel most like yourself?
Girl, you about to stress me out. I can tell.
Why does that make you stressed?
Because these are like, you're about to go into my soul and want me to share. Okay. What made me feel most alive? Definitely when I was in that booth, because I almost died.
Yes.
So when I was in the vocal booth and I was singing and I didn't die, I was like, oh shit, I'm alive. And that was very helpful. I think, what else made me feel alive? What made me feel alive? I felt really alive. And with certain times when we recorded and when we had episodes that challenged me and made me think, and as I saw growth in us, as I see growth in us, I'm trying to. I have to reflect back on the year. What made me feel alive?
These are good. You can journal about this as well.
I also will say, I always feel alive when I have a new crush. And I'm a true lady
A
Libra.
fucking Libra.
A fucking Libra.
True.
But when I am crushing on somebody, or
So you feeling alive these days?
my jib is, no, I'm dead again. But I when I will say that when I feel like the possibility of love or like care or it's exciting, you know? It's exciting if you're like, and then like, you know, it usually could fizzle, but it's okay. It was alive for a moment, you know, a little flicker there, but yeah, I am a true hopeful romantic in that way, so I won't lie. Radical honesty.
What's something you did this year that you won't do again?
Something I did this year.
Crack.
Besides crack?
Besides crack cocaine.
Oh, cocaine. No crack cocaine. Shied away from my light, even though I said this year was going to be the year that I got real big. And then somehow I fought against that a little bit in some ways, not in the podcast world, but in other ways. I recognized it even at the party, how uncomfortable I'm somebody that can be on stage and do a character and, you know, and sing and perform and like come into something. I'm not bashful like that when I perform, you know, I'm comfortable, but like just being myself in a space and receiving a whole lot of love, I realized how uncomfortable that was, but I worked through it. So I will say this year, I am very, very uninterested in playing small.
What was the best advice you received this year?
Rest, and it came from you. How do you feel? I ain't gonna gas you now. All right, but it was. No, it was this year. I will say I went into this year thinking that it was going to be all about like getting big and getting this and doing this and like showing up in this particular way and showing everybody who I am and what I'm about. And then it all became really overwhelming because I was trying to do that without recognizing how I felt or acknowledging it. And this year, I think I was more successful in giving myself grace and space and us. I think I was trying to approach life differently and like, does this feel good? Is this too much? Take a break, say no. So that was new. That's new for me. And I'm slowly, you know, succumbing to your will.
What are you willing to struggle for in this next coming year?
I struggle for. We about abundance over here. I'm not romanticizing struggle. I'm
Struggle
willing.
is the word, but yeah,
Work.
no, struggle, like challenge, like
Challenge.
it doesn't come with ease.
My wellness.
Oh.
That does not come with ease. Getting up early and despite being tired and intentionally, you know, working out, intentionally meal prepping, even if I don't have time, like all those things, I have to find the space for it because I'm getting older and I feel it in my body. But I want a morning practice. I want a morning ritual.
Oh, that's specific. I love that. That is what you're willing to.
Yes, and you know me in mornings. I'd be like, boo, what the fuck? So that is a real sacrifice for me because I could stay up till 5, 6 in the morning doing whatever I need to do. But if you need me to wake up at 5 or 6, I'm confused. I don't understand.
How do you feel about aging?
I feel great.
Oh, good.
I feel great about aging. I do not feel 35. Apparently the young kids don't think I look it either. As said to me by someone who I was on a date with that I probably won't be out on a date with again, but it's like, oh, you look good. So what? I feel really good about it. I'm proud of myself. I think there's things that I'm still climbing towards. But in my 35 years, I feel like my personal mission statement is to, it's cheesy, but to spread love and to really like cultivate it. And I feel like after the display from the past weekend, I think that was also why I was crying. I feel like I might be doing that in a
You
way
might
for
be
folks.
doing that. Yes.
And it feels really good to know that.
Yes.
So
Yes. What do you need to spark your creativity this year?
dude, it's
Conditions.
like, I apologize.
Oh, girl, you ain't never lied. Girl, you better say it with your chest again. I know that's right. Oh, I love that is the realest.
Not just Peters. I didn't get Peters.
But also
Peters.
yes.
No, this year I'm calling that in. I'm not playing. Like, I'm calling that in. I'm calling in
to your
intimacy.
vagina. Sorry.
I'm calling in intimacy. I'm calling in partnership. I'm calling in sex. I'm calling
Yes.
in kisses. I'm calling in orgasms. I'm calling in laughs. I'm calling in dances in the middle of the night. I'm calling in FaceTimes, phone calls, texts. I'm calling that in a very particular way. I am on the brink of a full year of not having sex or any of that. And so it's kind of like, I didn't die. So I think it was a good thing. I think it, and I wasn't miserable. I'm not going to say this is the first year that happened, because it's not, but usually I'm so melancholy and sad and obsessed about it.
Wow.
And this year, like, I joke because self-deprecation it just makes you more likable, and it's like our thing. But I wasn't like downtrodden about it. I wasn't over here like, I'm never going to be with anybody. I'm going to be alone forever. Like, there was moments of like, damn, I wish. But also, I got shit to do, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself as well.
So, intimacy, what other condition do you need for your creativity?
Girl, I just said that was it. All of them.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not playing. For my creativity, I think rest, and I think more freedom. I need more frolic. I need more time to play. I need more play in my life. And I sometimes equate partnership with play. I equate those things with play because
that's a real one. Y'all hear that?
I do, because and I'm trying to unlearn that. I think that I don't prioritize play as much when it's not involving someone else.
Uh-huh.
You know, if I'm not in partnership, but I have to find time for more play. It's like when you're interested in someone and you like them, you make time, you find time. You know, you like, oh, I can figure it out. But when you are exhausted from work or exhausted from the podcast or exhausted from life and it's just you, it's like, why aren't you making that time? It's got to be that urgent. So play, definitely.
And lastly, if you had the coming year off, what would you do with your time?
Oh my God. The first thing I would do is book a trip to Bali. And I would stay for an elongated period of time and sit still. The second thing I would do would be to go and sit with my grandmother and record her, talk about my family history. Because she's 90, about to be 95. And we don't have it recorded anywhere. And the adults aren't responsible enough to record it. They're aggravating. I would take my mother on a trip. She needs to travel. She needs to see things outside of Philadelphia, and I would just want to spend so much more time with her. I would, um, I would go see Sedona. I don't know why I want to see Sedona so badly, but I do. I would sit still there for a while. I would definitely journey. I definitely want to get into, or at least experience, a mushroom, a psychedelic, and journey and see what that brings me and where that brings me, what it tells me. What else would I do? I would just, I would, I would try my best not to plan. I would like have those set things, but then just go. Like, just fucking go. Like, wherever it takes me, that's where I wind up. Like, I love the idea of traveling somewhere with you know, one way ticket, and then meeting people or hearing about a new place that someone went, and go there and then meet more people and understand them and learn about them and then go to the next place. I really want to explore more. And that's like a dream of mine, to actually like not work and to just be a nomad for a little bit and just see the world, see folks. Oh yeah. That's partly why I ain't trying to bust these kids out, because they're not going to let me do it.
Could, but it's a different set of problems.
But yeah, that's what I want. That would be my year.
Happy New Year, personal New Year to you.
Thanks, Queen.
And
You're up next. I can't wait to ask you all these questions. You better have all the answers.
fucking Ciao.
I love
But,
you very, very
yes.
much, though. You should know
I
that.
love you too. It was such it was a, as much as it was just lots of reciprocity. It felt like it was just a lot of give and take in that whole space.
It was, but yeah, everybody was
It was
bouncing
just-
love off of one another back to each
Yeah.
other. Even watching the video, and I listened to Joe, and I'm gonna call her tomorrow to thank her. She's so cute. She said, she said, "Happy birthday! I hope you have a great birthday, even though you're celebrating without me." But okay. Even listening to that, even hearing her voice and hearing her, I was just like, that's so crazy. Like, I knew you before you were born, little girl, like when you were in your mom's stomach. And it just, watching that, it's just like, that's wild.
Pictures of them damn kids.
We should
That's
be,
crazy.
I hope that like everybody who was displayed up there was like so proud of themselves too. Cause it took us through our shit too. Our moments. So thank you. I love you so much.
And we
this
will
is
not
the
mention her
last time.
birthday again to all of our listeners. We apologize. We also appreciate all of you celebrating along with us.
And this is going to come out
It's
a
one
whole
for the
week
books.
from now. Come on. Oh no, this comes out this week. All right. I got to edit.
All right.
Short and sweet episode, y'all. We'll be back next week. Oh shit. I think next week is Kim.
Kim.
You know Kim, the guest.
Oh, Kim. Yes.
Oh, I'm excited. Y'all, we got a guest next week. I'm so excited.
Everybody doing
She gon-
drugs.
I love that girl. All right, I'm excited. So make sure you tune in next week, because I think it's either next week or the week after, but we had somebody coming on to talk to us about psychedelics.
Drugs.
Basically, psychedelics and marijuana. So, yeah, it'll be exciting. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for loving up on me. I love the Around the Way Curl community.
Community.
All
All right,
and with
y'all.
that, we're out.
Great.
All right, send me
Fabulous.
this joint right now, so I could do it right now. And get rest. You taking echinacea, golden seal, zinc, vitamin C, or just some tea? You got the heat on?
Just some tea. I need to do all that.
You got oil of oregano? Huh?
Why do I look like this?
Because you don't feel well. And you came back. There were so many people upset that you were leaving that night. I was like, she is with her whole man. She is all right. You were
upset.
They gonna remain nameless, but he was upset. He was like, why is she going back at this time?
For real?
I was like,
what are you talking about? Get off there. Which one are you talking about?
all right, y'all, bye.